Hi there, God bless you. I'm Karine, and welcome to the Supportive Environment. Today, I am going to give my opinion and review on the book The Wild Robot, and I'm also going to speak about the movie that came after it, the Wild Robot movie. So, The Wild Robot has three books. We read the first book, The Wild Robot. After we read the first book, we watched the movie, which is on Amazon Prime. Um, the kids wanted to watch the movie beforehand, but I said to them that we will read the book first and then we will go ahead and watch the movie. Now, Isaac helped me read this book. We read it together. We took turns reading the book. I read aloud and he also read aloud. So we took turn reading. After we finished reading the first book, The Wild Robot, we read the second book, The Wild Robot Escapes. And we are about to begin reading the third book, which is The Wild Robot. Oh, I'm sorry. I do apologize. This is the third book. We haven't read this book yet. After we read the first book, The Wild Robot, we read the second book, which is The Wild Robot Escapes. After we read the second book, we just finished reading this one yesterday. So now we are about to begin reading this one today, The Wild Robot Protects. So this is the one that we're going to start reading today as the read aloud. Today I'm going to talk about these two, the first two books, and I still don't have an opinion about the third book because I haven't read it yet. So I'm going to put this one aside. Okay, so let's talk about the book and the movie. So as I said, I read the book aloud. Isaac and I read it together. And then we watched the movie. We read the book. We liked the book. The book is set in the future and it is set in an island. I don't want to give too much details of the book because that's the beauty of reading the book. But I also find that when you understand a little bit about a book before reading it, then it also can develop an interest for you to want to read the book. So the book is about a robot who ends up in an island by accident. This island is uninhabited by humans, but is filled with life. It is filled with nature and wild animals, all kinds of animals in this island. And it actually becomes somewhat difficult for the robot to survive in this island until the robot develops some senses or intuition for survival. Or maybe the robot was built like that to want to survive. So the story gets very interesting because when the wild animals of the island understand, realize, and find out that there is a monster, quote unquote, the robot, whose name is Rose, they are very concerned. They are concerned that there is a monster, that there is a weird object that is moving in the island, and so they are concerned and they have a meeting. And as it is normal and natural for animals, and I will say probably even more for wild animals than for domesticated animals, when they see things that are like humans, or in this case, a robot, their instinct will prompt them to run away and fly away and just try to defend themselves from this object in this case, which is the robot. So the robot has to find a way to survive. And the robot understands that he has to get the animals to understand that he's not a, well, I keep saying he. I do apologize. The robot is a she, and her name is Rose. But the robot understands that she has to find a way for these animals to at least understand that she's not a monster. I heard my daughter Zoe. I think she just woke up. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, back to the video. So in this book is also very evident, and there is a huge emphasis on helping others and of being of service to others. And this is precisely what helps Rose also to survive in this island. Okay, so now before I move on to the next book, I also want to talk a little bit about the movie. So my kids and I watched the movie, and what I'm about to say about the movie is my personal opinion. I did not like the movie at all. And I am so glad that we read the book first. Like I said, we only read the first book before we watched the movie. Then we watched the movie, and I almost didn't even read the second book. But we did read the second book. We did read the second book, and I'm going to talk about the second book in a moment. But once we watched the movie, I was so disappointed. There are so many things in the movie that did not happen in the book. And things that were totally like things that did not happen at all. But even my son, my 7-year-old, he was like, what? That didn't happen in the movie. Why are they doing that? Why did this? It was just, oh no, we did not like it. I'm sorry, but we did not like the movie. The book, we did like. The movie, no. And like I said, everybody's entitled to their own personal opinion, but if you watch the movie first and you haven't read the book, you probably don't even feel like reading the book. I will tell you, as it happens with most of books and movies, the book is much better. And there are things that did not happen at all in the story in the book that they showed in the movie. And also yeah, like there were parts also about, like, I thought that there was gonna be more interaction with the robots and the animals in the movie, and I also didn't see much of that happening. So anyway, we were disappointed with the movie. Let's talk about the second book. So, The Wild Robotscapes. So, I read the second book because my son said, yeah, mommy, let's read the second book. But I honestly did not care to read beyond, like, once we watch the movie, I was not interested in reading anymore. But my son wanted me to keep reading. So I read The Wild Robotscapes, which is book number 2. Yeah. And do you like it, Zoe? And we really liked the number 3. Yes, we're gonna start reading that one today. And we really liked and enjoyed The Wild Robotscapes. We actually liked it even more than the first one. We really liked it. There was some things happen here. The story gets a lot more interesting, and really at one point I just kept thinking and questioning as I was reading the second book. I was like, how is Rose going to be able to get back to the island? Like it just seemed impossible, and I was like, I was just waiting for that. I was like, how is this gonna happen? But in the end, there is a turn of event, which is in favor for Rose. And once again, the good deeds that she has been doing from the moment that she opened her eyes, it truly pays off. And that's why her life is spared, and that's why she's saved. I'm not going to go into details. You have to read the book. But also her service to others. She's helpful. She's very helpful, and helps. She helps the animals in whatever way she can, and she also develops love for a special, very special bird called Brightbill. And these things, this combination, love, helping others, and just that tenacity, that instinct for survival, there is a beautiful combination of a lot of things, and that really works on her favor. So I totally recommend both books, The Wire Robot and The Wire Robotscapes. Totally recommend them. We haven't read the third book, The Wire Robot Protects, but this is the one that we're going to start reading today, right? Right, kids? That is my opinion on The Wire Robot. I do recommend it. Now, I do say also, if you have reservations about the work of robots and things, there might be this topic might be controversial as well. Especially in the second book, you will see how robots are just doing all kinds of work, and it just made me think that all those kinds of work that were being done by robots were jobs that had to be done, that should have been done by humans. But it is controversial, but we also, what better way is it to really talk about different topics, and even topics that are controversial, and that we, the parents, are the ones, the first ones talking to our children about these topics, because we can introduce those topics in a way that we can help our children understand that all these different things are going on in the world, because otherwise they will learn from other sources. So what better than us, the parents, be the one, even through books and stories, be the ones who are able to talk about different topics, challenging situations that are happening in the world now or might be happening in the future. Because yes, I found this to be beautiful story, especially, like I said, the second portion of the second book. But at the same time, in my head all the time, in my mind was also the thought that these jobs were jobs that were supposed to be done by humans. All right, thank you very much for watching. God bless you, and till the next time. Bye.